I'm Satish Hodage, the CTO of YUJ Labs. We are a company based in Charlotte, North Carolina. Our expertise lies in modifying these lignocellulosic materials that has been used in various applications. We transform some of these materials into a functional materials that can be used in applications across diverse industry. These materials are truly derived from natural resources. My background comes from pulp and paper technology, worked in pulp and paper industry for 26 years, started YUJ Labs in 2022. Our mission has been to take some of these biomaterials, convert them into functional materials and add value to our consumer goods production.
So what drives your innovation strategy at YUJ, and how does your background in materials science shape your vision of hemp-based technology?
When we started the company, our vision was to take the bio waste that is coming from agricultural resources such as corn husk, wheat husk, and hemp. Particularly, we were focused more on the hemp. Take these materials and convert into biomaterials, which are basically containing lignin and cellulose. We developed the chemistries at our lab in YUJ in Charlotte, and then BioPhil works as our partner to implement these technologies in that product and test it in the market.
So if I'm understanding you correctly, in the supply chain, right? So if I'm looking at this as you're the research and development lab.
Yeah, YUJ is predominantly focused on research and development of products that are being manufactured by BioPhil. For example, I'm giving BioPhil or any other company. That's what we have been doing.
Can you speak to any of the products that you're working on right now?
For example, development of hemp fiber for textile applications. What we developed is we developed the formulation that has been specifically for making the hemp fiber suitable for textiles. For example, adding the softness, adding the spinability. That's what we.
So is this in the degumming process, or is this in the
YUJ has developed a technology which has been trademarked as Avira cell. What Avira means is like we are adding new identity to the hemp fibers. That involves the process modifications during the decortication process, as well as you apply the chemistry during the decortication process. That's number one. Yeah, we have we basically, Avira cell has two different methodology of applying the chemistries onto the fiber. One methodology is take the Avira cell technology, apply it during the production of fiber on the decortication machine when you are fibrillating it. The second technology is we go back to the wet processing. We basically take the decorticated hemp fiber, apply the chemistry in a wet process, and add the functionalities to it.
It sounds like to me, if I'm understanding you correctly, the material is harvested, and then there's some sort of application of something that goes onto the harvested material where it's allowed to do whatever it does, then it goes into mechanical processing.
No, we basically take the solutions and spray it onto the machine during the decortication.
So the machine is the carrier of the solution, but it is a liquid solution.
It's a liquid solution that goes on to the fibers during the decortication.
That's fascinating. And this is all for a short fiber application, I'm assuming, because these are all shorter fibers, under 6 inches.
Yeah, these once the decortication the process of fiber mechanical action on the fibers is like you take the stock, you convert it into fibers, but these are all predominantly 6-inch fibers.
What are the cleaned fiber lengths
typically, depending upon the application, somewhere between 1 inch to 4 inch applications.
Okay, so under 6.
Under 6.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And so predominantly looking at more knits versus wovens.
Yeah, basically in textiles there are different grades of fibers they have been making, different counts fibers, but for non-wovens and composites they are totally different.
Right. Those processed fibers coming out of the line after it's had the application, those can be used for either non-wovens or textiles. Perfect. So you're the research firm over here, you're handling the applications, and it's specifically the processes that you're working for are in the creating the applications to let's call it optimize the decortication process.
Yeah.
Do you do other things? Like, are your technologies doing other things? Do you work in bioplastics? Do you work in like anything like that?
Yeah, our JivaCell technology has been used in various applications like packaging, bioplastic, composites, automotive industry. What JivaCell is like, they are these sustainable biomaterials that gives functionality to the fibers, to the materials in the consumer goods production. That's what we have been doing.
Are you seeing an increase in competition or collaboration in hemp technology globally?
We find ourselves as a unique. We have developed a unique material, and the technology what we have been using modifies the lignin as well as the cellulose. That's the unique process we have been able to develop. As far as the IP is concerned, at this point we have kept it as a trade secret. But eventually, when we are going out in the market to cater the brands and the retailers, we would like to see how we can collaborate with different brands, different manufacturers, and have more IP secured.
So this is internally protected, but you haven't patented it.
We have not patented the technology.
What kind of industrial validation or testing do your materials undergo before they're introduced into commercial pipelines?
Predominantly, the process what we follow is we understand the market needs, what are the critical needs of the market, and identify the opportunities. We develop the formulation in-house at YUJ Labs in Charlotte, North Carolina. And then as the next phase, we do the validation working with universities like NC State, Gaston College. Those universities does the validation for us, what we have been developed. And then as a phase 3, we go into customers. We have under a non-disclosure agreement, we work with these clients to evaluate our technologies and the processes what we have been developed.
Is the work you're doing right now in the hemp industry, are you in a non-compete, or can if someone wanted to come to you and say, hey, I'd like you to develop something for me, do you have the ability to do that, or is this an exclusive relationship and your only input into the hemp industry through BioPhil?
No, we are an independent company. We just collaborate with BioPhil on some of the applications.
Okay.
YUJ is 100% owned by Satish Hodage and his family.
Cool.
Where we have our own IP, our own process know-how, which is a proprietary know-how.
Okay.
We under NDA implement some of our formulations with companies like BioPhil, not limited to BioPhil, but we can work with any companies outside.
So looking at long fiber applications at 8, really starting to speak at 12, 24, 36-inch fiber lengths, do you see an inroad for technologies in YUJ to be able to help generate efficiencies in that market?
Predominantly, we have been focused on short fiber market,
okay.
Particularly on textiles, or non-woven, or composite. But my background has been with wood fiber materials, where we have been processing or adding functionality to the wood fiber, which are predominantly most shorter than the textile fibers.
Okay.
We see YUJ's technologies, AviraCell or JivaCell, can be used into the longer fiber applications. Particularly in terms of modifying the longer fiber, be it a natural retting process or be it in a modifying the fiber quality on the long fiber.
So after the processing?
After the processing.
So post-processing, okay. Yeah. So it's already been degummed, it's already been redded, or it's already been gone through
all the mechanical,
all that mechanical stuff.
Right.
Have you seen any change in the perceptions or tolerance to exposure to alternative materials like hemp or some other form of a non-wood product material coming from the wood product space?
When I came across first time in 2019, when I came across first time in 2019, I saw like there was not much of an attraction for this hemp-based material to be used in paper, pulp and paper. Again, pulp and paper industry is totally different than what we are talking about, this fragmented raw material availability. One of the most encouraging area where hemp has been used is producing small quantities of compostable materials like tableware, what do you call that? I don't know.
To-go containers?
Yeah, to-go containers.
Yeah.
So these materials, hemp hurd has been pulped in a smaller quantity as a special raw material to use into these packaging materials. They have been using it.
What is your vision for how hemp will begin to transform other industries, and what industries do you think it will have the ability to become symbiotic in, disruptive in? What do you see for that?
One of the predominant market for hemp industry has been, because of its cool properties, has been for the textile application. It's sustainable concept, and again, its value-added functionalities of being a part of the value chain of textile. That's one area. Textile is one area. The other area I really feel is the non-woven industry, where it can be used as a substitute for petroleum-based fibers.
Are you surprised by the infrastructure that has been put in place currently in North America that almost appears to ignore the textile application?
Yeah, I think North America is, from the way the textile market moved after the NAFTA, has been very, very demotivating. I call it as I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
The way the textile moved out of USA has been one of the sad part. But again, bringing back the textile would be a key focus for the government in the coming years, because again, one of the biggest consumer market would be a textile market. Hemp has to travel a long way in terms of using it for textiles in North America and to be produced in North America. So that market, I see a lot of challenge in terms of infrastructure. There is no adequate infrastructure available.
There's no supportive textile infrastructure that a new fabric or new product line like hemp could slot into.
Exactly. Textile would be like its most attractive market, but we are not ready for it. North America is not ready for that market because of the infrastructure. Again, the ability to weave it, the ability to spin it or weave it and make the fabrics is still limited at this point. Whereas you see at the non-woven market or the composite market, the infrastructure is already there. We can really integrate these hemp fiber into non-wovens and composite markets much faster than the textile market.
Is there anything that you'd like to close with, or any message to people looking at getting involved in the hemp industry, young engineers or anything like that?
I think textile hemp fiber has been one of the most versatile fiber. It's not just the fiber, but the hurd too has a very, very value added applications can be identified. My message is okay, we need to keep pursuing this opportunity of commercializing the hemp and hemp products for the use in consumer market.